So we were studying about the germination of the seeds, and we studied that there are two types of germination observed: the hypogeal germination and the epigeal germination. In case of hypogeal germination, we studied that the cotyledon remains under the ground and the epicotyle elongates, whereas when we consider the epigeal germination, the cotyledon is pushed above the ground and the hypocotyle elongates. Okay, these things we have already studied in the previous video. Now we need to study the examples related to the process of germination. So with the help of these diagrams, we will be studying how the germination takes place in different types of seeds. Okay, so here we are having the pea seed, right? Yeah, so the seed is sown into the ground, and what happens over here is the seed will be absorbing the moisture from the soil. Okay, it will be absorbing the water from the soil, and because of the absorption of water from the soil, the seed will swell. Okay, because of the pressure from inside the testa, that is the outermost layer of the seed coat, it will break and the radicle will come out to form the root system. Okay, so that thing happens, right? Once the radicle is out into the soil, then the shoot also grows. Okay, you will find that the shoot grows in an arched or bent form. It is not growing straight, it is growing in arched or bent form. Okay, so when the shoot is growing in the arched form, why it is growing so? Because it has to protect the delicate parts of the shoot. Okay, so it will be growing in the arched form, and same way it will be coming out of the soil. Okay, because when this portion is towards the soil, it is pushing the soil and it is coming out. Okay, so it is protecting the delicate parts of the shoot, right? So once it is out of the soil, then it will start growing straight. So we are having the root system and shoot system both produced, and this stage is called as the seedling stage, right? Now you will observe that here the leaves are not present. Okay, or very few small leaves are there. So the seedling, for the purpose of growth, it will be using the food that is stored in the cotyledon. Okay, so that food will be used by the seedling for the purpose of growth. Once the leaves are produced, then the leaves will start the process of photosynthesis, and now the seed will be independent. Oh, sorry, the seedling will be independent. Understanding? So here what we are seeing is that the cotyledon at any stage, it is not coming above the soil. Okay, so this type of germination in which the cotyledon does not come above the soil, it is called as hypogeal germination, right? Okay, and which part elongates in case of hypogeal germination? It is the epicotyle which elongates. Okay, in case of hypogeal germination, right? Hypogeal type of germination is also seen in the maize grain. Okay, you can see in the second diagram the maize grain. Okay, here also the hypogeal type of germination is observed. Okay, so when we talk about hypogeal germination in case of maize grain, again the same thing, the grain is present in the soil. It will imbibe water from the soil and swell. Okay, because of which the outer coat will be breaking and the radicle will come out, and it will be forming the root system. Okay, when the radicle comes out, it will be piercing through the root sheath. If you remember, radical sheath, which is called as coleorhiza, so it will be piercing, or it will be carrying along the coleorhiza and coming out into the soil. Okay, understanding? Now this root which is coming out from the radicle, after some time it dies off. Okay, and its place will be taken by nether root system. Okay, that is the adventitious root system. Why it is called as adventitious root system? Because the root is produced from the base of the stem, and that is why it is called as adventitious root system. Remember, the initial radicle, it grows to form the root. then the root withers off, okay, and its place is taken by the adventitious root system. So here the root is not produced from the radicle, and that is the reason it is called as adventitious root system, okay, or fibrous root system also you must have heard related to it, okay. So that is the type of root that is developed in case of maize grain. Now we will talk about the next part, that is the plumule, okay. Here the plumule is also having the protective sheath. So the plumule will be piercing through, it will be breaking through or growing through the protective layer, that is the coleoptile, and it will grow straight in the upward direction, okay, understanding. And whatever food is stored in the grain, okay, in the cotyledon or in the endosperm, okay, all the food will be used up by the seedling during the process of growth. Once the leaves are produced, the leaves will start the process of photosynthesis, and the seedling will become independent, understanding. So this is the way how the maize seed germinates, okay. Here what was special, two things were special. Number one, the radicle, when it came out of the grain, it pierced through the uh, coleorhiza, and same way the shoot, when it came out of the grain, it pierced through the, or it grew through the growth took place through the coleoptile, okay. One thing is that. Second thing is, the initial root that was produced, it dies off, and it's on its place a new root system is produced, which is called as adventitious root system. Why it is called as adventitious? Because the roots are produced from the base of the stem, and it is not the radicle which is forming the root over here, okay. The radical root has already died, right. So that is about the maize grain, in which you can see the cotyledon remains below the soil, and that is the reason we call it as hypogeal type of germination, right. Yeah. Then we go to the example of apigeal type of germination observed in the bean seed, okay. So here we are having the diagram for the apigeal germination, right. Now when you talk about the bean seed, we have put the bean seed into the soil. From the soil, the bean seed will be absorbing the water, the testa will break, and the radicle will come out, okay. The radicle will be growing in the downward direction, and it will be forming the root system, right. After that, what you observe is the hypocotyle grows, okay. Here the hypocotyle is growing, the region between the point of attachment of the embryo to the cotyledon and the radicle. So this part here, it is growing. The uh, epicotyle is not growing, the hypocotyle is growing over here, you can see very clearly. And when the hypocotyle grows, it grows in the arched way, okay, and it will be growing and carrying the cotyledons along with it out of the soil. You can see in the diagram, the cotyledon is coming out of the soil, okay. So during the apigeal germination, the hypocotyle elongates, and when the hypocotyle elongates, it will be elongating first of all in the arched way, and second thing, it will be carrying the cotyledon out of the soil. It is very clear in the diagram, okay. Once out of the soil, it starts growing further straight, okay, and then the epicotyle region also elongates, okay, and it will be forming the shoot, okay. During the process of growth of the seedling, you will find that the cotyledon, it is used up, okay. The cotyledon, later on you will find that it dries and it falls off, okay, understanding. But the cotyledon comes out of the earth or the soil, okay, and it forms the first leaves, okay. That is why we call the cotyledon as the seedling leaf, okay. We call it as seedling leaf, right. Whatever food is stored inside the cotyledon, that will be used by the growing seedling, and later on when the seedling develops its own green leaves, the green leaves will start the process of photosynthesis, and the seedling becomes independent. Okay, so that way the growth is taking place in case of bean seed, and the type of growth over here is germination is epigeal germination because of two reasons. One, the cotyledon comes out of the soil. Second, the hypocotyl elongates, right? So we have studied three different types of seeds showing two different types of germination. Pea seed and maize grain showed the hypogeal germination, whereas bean seed showed the epigeal germination. Okay, after all these things, okay, we are going to study one very interesting aspect, and that is called as viviparous germination. Okay, now viviparous germination is a special type of germination in which you will be observing something very special. Okay, this type of germination, it takes place in mangrove plants. Okay, the example given over here is Rhizophora soneracea. Okay, Rhizophora and soneracea are mangrove plants. Mangroves plants grow in the marshy areas. दलदल जिसको कहते हैं हम लोग. In that places the mangrove plants will be growing. And two examples that are mentioned in your book are Rhizophora and soneracea. Okay, what is so special about the mangrove plants? In these plants the viviparous type of germination takes place. Now, what is viviparous germination? In this case, the seed germinates inside the fruit. We have not seen any such condition in the examples that we discussed earlier, whether it is bean or pea or maize. Okay, no such thing was observed. We saw that the seed is germinating in the soil. Okay, but here we find the seed germinates inside the fruit. Okay, and upon that what is interesting is this fruit is attached to the parent plant. It is on the plant itself. ठीक है, तो जब फ्रूट प्लांट के ऊपर लगा रहता है, ठीक है, उसके अंदर सीड्स जर्मिनेट होना स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं. So that type of germination is called as viviparous germination. The seed germinates inside the fruit, which is still attached to the parent plant. The fruit is still attached to the parent plant, and that is the reason we call it as viviparous germination. Okay, see, viviparous is a condition wherein the growth of the what you can say, the young one takes place inside the body of the mother. Okay, and the mother will be delivering the child. So almost same thing is happening over here in case of viviparous germination. On the mother plant the fruit is present, and within that fruit the seed starts germinating. Okay, so once the seed has germinated and it has formed a small seedling, you can say a baby. Okay, then that seedling will be dropping down into the soil, and then it will be behaving as a separate plant. Okay, an independent plant. So after germination what happens? The seedling will be dropping into the soil, it will be forming the root, and it will be fixing itself, and it will be growing as an independent plant. Okay, so that thing happens in case of the viviparous germination, a special type of germination observed in the mangrove plants. The reason is very simple. See, such plants are growing in the marshy area. So if the seed is falling into the marshy soil, what will happen? The seed will not get the oxygen, it will go into the soil, it will not be getting the okay, it will be getting water, but it will not be getting the oxygen, right? And the process of germination will not be taking place, and it is marshy area, so the seedling will not be able to grow properly in that area. Okay, the germination will not be taking place properly in that marshy area. That is the reason the nature has made it in such a way that the seed will germinate, it will form the seedling, and after that it falls onto the soil so that it can grow properly. Understanding? So that is the reason of the viviparous germination that takes place in the mangrove plants. Understanding? Okay, so what happens is during after the process of germination, the seedling is produced, and that seedling it will be producing the root and shoot system. Okay, because of the presence of the shoot system, it will be having the leaves which will be preparing the food for the seedling. So the seedling becomes independent. On the other hand, the root system is there, so root will be absorbing the water and mineral from the soil, and it will be providing it to the plant. Okay, understanding? So with this we finish with this chapter of the seeds. Okay, what we studied in this chapter, we studied the structure of the seed. Okay, taking the examples of the bean seed and also of maize grain. Okay, we studied there are two types of seeds depending upon the number of cotyledons and on the basis of endosperm present or absent. After that we studied germination. Okay, it is the process of formation of the seedling, right? We saw that water, correct temperature and oxygen are required for the process of germination. We went through certain experiments which explained that these factors are required for the process of germination. We also saw that there are two types of germination, the hypogeal and the epigeal germination, and we explained it with the help of certain examples. Lastly, we saw the viviparous type of germination, which is a special type of germination seen in the mangrove plants. Okay, children? Fine. Bye.